on our website, kcba.com. New tonight, police call it bullying on steroids. We're talking about gang stalking, but it actually has nothing to do with the gangs that you first think of. Central Coast News reporter Candace Wynn learned more about the trend and how it's getting more dangerous because of the internet.
Yeah, it makes me feel afraid.
Lawrence Gazzino claims his neighbors are gang stalking him because he plays loud music late at night and is outspoken. He said for the last year and a half he's been systematically followed by a group of people. At one point he said they climbed on his roof to harass him. Gazzino said gang stalking and bullying devastated his relationships with friends and, worst of all, family.
That's the worst part of it. If it was me, I would take action.
Santa Cruz Police Lieutenant Larry Richards said police are becoming more aware of gang stalking because of cyberbullying. But what is gang stalking?
Basically, the victims could be driving their car or talking on their phones or walking the streets when a group of people try to systematically terrorize them.
Richards said gang stalking is nothing new, but new technology is making it more common.
Gang stalking itself, they have elevated themselves to technology. So this is something that's been going on before the age of Facebook, Twitter, those other social websites. They just now have gone into those areas.
Gazzino said he's proof that the problem isn't just online and that it can hit too close to home, a home he plans on leaving because of gang stalking.
I want to be able to go to the tennis courts and play tennis or play ping pong without people following us everywhere. It's just nerve-wracking.
I'm Candace Wen in Salinas, your Central Coast News.
If found guilty of gang stalking, the person may face criminal, conspiracy, and stalking charges, all of which are felony charges in California.
Alright, now the reason why I'm showing you this is because what I'm trying to illustrate to you is that practically every single target of gang stalking, including how even police officers can be gang stalked. Now what I'm going to do right now, real fast, is I'm going to go to Google because I'm going to show you something. And the reason why I do this is to illustrate to you. I'm going to set my camera down just for a minute so I can type. And what I'm about ready to do is I'm really getting ready to show you the manifesto of a manager of gang stalking. And I'm gonna, it's here, right here. You can find it by typing in a gang stalking tech, everything you need to know. It was written by a manager of gang stalking crews. Okay. Now, what he basically did was he went offline and typed in who they are, who they're connected to, how they operate, and what they're all about. Okay. This manifesto flat out states that they work in government, that they have the power to give orders to fire department, police departments. It even states that entire police departments have been taken over in reference to syndicated cops. It talks about judges, lawyers, doctors. It also talks about syndicated schools. Now, as far as like the type of harassment that an individual experiences, just like you heard on the news broadcast, gang stalking, bullying on steroids, it talks about the manager who wrote this states that he manages the branch that is called the Scripting, Observation, and Execution Bureau, or what is called the theater. And basically what they do is this person says, but we recruit from all places. Most members are neighborhood watch types, not official neighborhood watch, but concerned people. And then it goes on to say, ironically, we make sure that we do a lot of good just to get some credibility. Yeah. And it basically goes on to say that what they do is that they that this person who wrote this manifesto is actually in charge of see if I can find it really fast. He says that he's in charge of, I think it's a he, it could be a she, because manograms are talked about in this. You gotta read it and then study gang stalking to understand what I'm talking about. It goes, okay, it says my branch is the Scripting, Observation, and Execution Bureau, okay, which is, or the theater. And it says the theater is actually divided into two sub-branches, scripting orchestration officers, or playwrights, as they call themselves, and field officers, or spions, as we call ourselves. That's what they say. The spions are the ones who spy on the target, spions. The playwrights are the individuals who will creatively create, like you were writing a script for a movie, they will playwright it. Okay? Who plays what role in a staged event or staged harassment. Okay? And then as a result of tracking the target, they just bring that harassment around the target out and about in the community everywhere a target goes. And the spions are the ones who track the targets, and the playwrights initiate the harassment of the target. And it goes on to say in here, right here, it literally goes on to say that his branch is the branch that has psychiatrists and everything. And let's see, it's got the Bureau of Technology. You wouldn't believe the stuff these people are capable of, real sickos. Deliberately giving people syphilis, miscarriages, diagnosing them with cancer when they don't have it. And there's a section in here, I ain't going to waste the time to find it right now, but if you go to this manifesto, you'll find it. He says that his recruits come from, in part, the fire department and police officers when they're needed for harassment skits against the target, or when they're needed to file a false police report. Okay? It talks in here about how they will deliberately and intentionally, with complete malice aforethought and criminal intent, petition a target into the hospital and use one of their syndicated doctors to diagnose them with schizophrenia. Yes, to discredit them. Okay? It also talks in here about how they will pick and wreck a person's life just to train their people so they know how to harass a person. That's right. It talks in here how they make sure that they get the right mayor involved, or get the right mayor elected, one that's not too headstrong. What does that tell you? Government. Okay? All you have to do is you have to thoroughly just go to Google and type in a gang stalking tech, everything you need to know. And this is not everything you need to know, but it gives you a good template of reference, in reference to how they operate, how the syndicate is set up in bureaus. They categorize the sections of the bureaus so people that are dedicated to just one part of the syndicate don't know what the other ones are doing. That way one person doesn't have one complete holistic picture of the criminality that they're involved in and how it operates. And so anyways, this is my way of showing you that these crimes are factual realities. And once you research this, you'll be able to see that entire police departments have been taken over. Fire department personnel can engage in gang stalking. Lawyers, doctors, judges, the business community as well. It talks about the Chamber of Commerce in here. So that that's where you can easily see the business cooperation is achieved. It's organized crime in the system. So, all you have to do is dissect this by researching it in order to be able to break it down to see it for what it is. Please look in the description of this YouTube video for cooperating material so you can see why this video was also made in part. Thank you.